What's up everyone, Blade here. Welcome back to another video of Persona 5 The Phantom X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going over Koromaru, seeing that dog ends up releasing tomorrow on TW. So what better time to go ahead and go about his kit other than now. So if you guys are interested in this, be sure to sit back, relax, enjoy the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and even leave a comment if you're generous enough. All those things do really help out our algorithm for the channel. And we are trying to do something very ambitious, which is hit 20k subscribers. So all the support would really help me out a lot. But let's get straight into the video. So with the current banner you're going to be leaving, which is pretty much a pinky here, we're going to be able to go ahead and get the dog for the next update. Now it's going to bring a bunch of different events. It's going to bring all these good things that we of course need. But at the end of the day, we're all in it for the dog, or all in it for the character. Thing for me is I've been dodging a lot of gameplay like the plague here and trying my hardest not to heavily focus on looking at content for him. So I need to actually see exactly what this dog does do, so I'm able to at least prepare. So let's go ahead and check this out here. If you guys are able to check my screen, you should be able to see lafel.net here, and we got the man, the myth, the legend, the dog Koromaru right here. In which this is an interesting character. From what I've heard here, he's able to do a lot of things pretty decently. It's just his kit for a lot of people has been very lackluster. So we have the character review right here. They are a debuffer who enhances fire, electric, and ice weakness. Sorry to you Curse users, unfortunately it does not seem like Curse is getting any buffs with this character. But they use the same mechanic as Futaba. Their whole mechanic, if you guys do not know, Futaba's mechanic is going to be her skill 3, where she's able to now change affinities. Where instead of resistant, it now becomes normal. Instead of normal, it becomes weak, and instead of weak, it becomes enhanced weak. So it's pretty cool to see like a debuffer get something like this. And the thing is, unless an enemy dies and a new one appears, the weakness enhancement is now maintained throughout the cycle almost constantly. So no matter what, the cool part about this character is he will always be taking down the affinity, right? He will always be able to have this one affinity down on all the enemies that are in front of him. Though unless an enemy does die, of course, then you have to start that process all over. Well, he does reduce 2 down points, which is always great on his turn 1 and 4, and by 1 and by 4 on turn 2, allowing him to pretty much force down enemies every 2 turns, which is pretty darn cool. Meaning down meta is pretty darn awesome. But we have characters like Katsuyama who also does something like this, or can take down points away. So this character is kind of interesting to see how it's going to go. Now I am interested in one thing, seeing that he is able to force downs. Is there a position or maybe a future where maybe we can use him with Akihiko? It'd be pretty cool, but I'm gonna be testing a lot of stuff when he does drop, of course. But if we go ahead and keep on looking, he has a unique system in selecting one as a master. He acts on the master's turn separate from the personal turn, because he doesn't have his own personal turn. So pretty much Koromaru will be in your team. He will physically be there. But after that first turn, once he dedicates his master, he will no longer have his own turn. He will attack accordingly based on whoever he marked as the master. So it's an interesting little concept to see how this is going to go. The man himself has 3 skills that are identical for fire, electric, ice damage taken that he amplifies, which will match the ally's attribute. And then he also has a passive that increases all allies' attack based on the element accuracy, meaning you do want to have as much element accuracy as possible. And there is no cap, so yeah, the more the better. So that's going to be a cool thing for building this character. But obviously we have all the little card sets here. I'm gonna actually ask around to see which one is the better one. It's most likely going to be this one being the top one here, and then the rest of them are probably going to be usable, but very what's it called, very situational. Because like this one, for example, I would be using this usually on turbo. I'll be using this usually on a different like buffer or something. So I don't know if I would use this personally on him. So it has to be a lot of situational promises. Now, just like Rico, we do have a calculator for this, so I will probably be using this when I'm building him to make sure I get the best of the best cards for this guy. There is a minimum that you do need, but there isn't a cap, so that's always cool to actually know about. But going down to the skills, I know absolutely nothing about, just pretty much based on the basic amount of stuff that we saw in like trailers and stuff, but we officially have numbers, so I can actually read this out right now. Skill 1 being Black Inferno deals curse damage to all foes by 115.1% of attack. It also increases damage taken by 3.9% for 2 turns. And for every 100% Koromaru's element accuracy, he increases damage taken by 9.14% more, up to a max of 170.8% element accuracy. Now, this effect of Koromaru's other persona skills do not stack, but it can increase your fire damage taken, just like we did with the curse damage up there. It can also allow you to, of course, downgrade attributes, which is going to be cool. So it ignores all affinities, decreases down points by 2, and if the target has fire attribute downgrade, it increases your skill damage by 100%, which ignores all affinities and decreases the down points by 2 more. Pretty darn cool for a first skill. Now, each of the skills that he does have is going to be very dependent. So his first skill, fire related, his second skill, electric related, and then his third skill is going to be ice related. So on the second skill called Scarlet Flash, he does pretty much some damage here, doing the same amount of things here. I think it's pretty much just the same. Yeah, it's the same stuff as the first skill here, but more shock related. Now with this one in mind, it does have its own little perks to doing this here, but all of it's just the same thing. So what we just read on the first one, just apply it with shock. And then of course, electric damage taken. Then of course we have Silver Frost. It's the same thing as earlier, but instead of electric damage taken or fire damage taken, it's ice damage taken, doing with freeze. Now we then have his third G energy, which is called Hound of Hades. He deals curse damage to all foes by 206.9% of the attack, inflicts Soul Hunt, and then decreases target's defense by 15%, or 15.6% for 2 whole turns. For every 100% of Koromaru's element accuracy decrease, it will then decrease the defense by 36.5% or more, up to a maximum of 170.8% of ailment accuracy, which is always awesome. We then do have his 2 passives and his assist skill. He permanently decreases all foes' defense by 30% and then restores 70% of his, or 70 third G energy that can exceed the maximum limit, which makes him want to be more with a Seize member, but he does work without Seize members. We have the Smart and Nimble passive, which by inflicting any of those status effects, it then inflicts the target with those said status effects damage taken by 36%. Then we have Loyal Dog, which Koromaru, whenever he's on the field, he increases the attack by 36% of his element accuracy, and other allies attack by 18% of his element accuracy, which is always awesome. Now we do have a lot of his passives, or at least his awareness. From what I do know, the best one that I might end up going for is A1. Right now we're going to just stick with our A0R0, so there's no need to really read this too much here. Just know it sounds pretty darn good. He's pretty darn awesome, to be honest. And then the things that I want to talk about is going to be the 5-star weapon. Now the 5-star weapon is very important. Yes, you can most likely use the 4-star, but it's going to be like your last resort. Reason being, because this character does need a lot of element accuracy, or want a lot of element accuracy. There is no cap, so the more you have, the better. And the 5-star weapon is the only one that gives you that element accuracy. So it increases it by 36%, and then after using Hound's Hunt, or after Koromaru manually uses his persona skill, he permanently increases your attack by 11.3%, which can stack ×2. Then of course, when we're inflicting an attribute downgrade, which will be pretty much all the time, we're getting a 18.1% increase into critical damage for all of our allies, which is pretty darn cool. While for the 4-star here, you get no element accuracy whatsoever. You just get the basic attack, and then you get the ailment increased damage by 34.4% if you hit a foe with it. So I mean, like, you get some more increased damage, but you're not really helping yourself out since there is no ailment accuracy. So this is kind of interesting. There is no parties at the bottom here, which is kind of interesting. So it does lead a lot of interpretation for teams just yet. I think a lot of people don't have a real official team for him just yet, which is another reason why we're not seeing much. Like if I can check the tactics library, which usually there would be something here, there's absolutely nothing. So it's kind of surprising, because usually on CN or something we probably see something about him, but this is not the case. So we're gonna be doing a lot of testing, or at least trying out the dog and seeing how good he really can be. I'm kind of excited about him. I do think though that his kit is sounding a little meh, especially since it doesn't really help out our curse users. Like, I do apologize for those poor people, including myself, because I really did want to use Joker a lot. with Koromaru, but unfortunately that's not going to be the case. So we're going to see exactly how this does pan out in the future and see exactly how he plays. I'm really excited to see if I can pull him. I'm on guaranteed for both, so hopefully I can get a double to put me back on guaranteed for the next banner. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, slap the like button, slap that subscribe button, and then as always, leave a comment if you're feeling generous and just share it around. It does help out the channel's algorithm, and we are being very ambitious. We're trying to hit 20K, so all the support would be amazing. But till next time, everybody, stay safe, stay sharp. Peace.